Let's welcome Dr. Favour Evergreen from USA to be our first speaker and trainer for this, our masterclass for the month of April. You are welcome today, ma'am.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ma. It's indeed a great privilege to be here. I want to appreciate you, our mommy, our golden mommy, I call you, our president, a world leader indeed. I appreciate every great leader in the house, everyone in the house. I appreciate you. It's such a rare privilege. I'm Dr. Favour Evergreen. By training, I have a PhD in English and Communication, Christian Education PhD. The president of International Victory Institute, based in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but then the Nigerian president. By the grace of God, I'm a youth leader and counselor, a media consultant, and all that. I think because of our time, we take it here for now. Thank you very much, Mommy, for such a rare privilege. Today, we'll be looking at effective communication in leadership, strategies for success. I've been privileged to be in our meeting, and we're talking about leadership building and maintenance. You see, most times there's this human nature that make you want to, you put in a lot of time in building, put in a lot of effort in building, put in a lot of energy in building. And most times, once these structures, organizations, set systems, visions are set, we see some reluctance in maintenance. And if we don't use the same energy that we put in while building to maintain, we usually see our systems crumble. Today, we'll be looking at how we can go ahead via communication, effective communication, keep maintaining, keep servicing this relationship at all levels, whether in organizations, individual, personal relationship, how we can get it better. Now, I want us to look at communication. We've been talking about communication, and we are familiar with this because this is our platform of communication. But I want to say something. What is communication in relation to relationship? If we're talking about communication in relation to relationship, we find out that we have communication as a two-way vehicle channel, intending to achieve a desired response, or what we call feedback.
Dr. Ahmed, can you please remove your slides, please? As the other speaker is speaking, please. It's disturbing and it's distracting. Please remove your slides, please. Hello? Can you remove your slides, please? Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to block you now if you don't remove your slide. Very important that we abide by what we are doing.
I'm trying to remove it.
Yes, but it's another speaker we have to respect is on the speaking.
Yes, I
on
understood.
the platform. Please remove your slides, please, or I will block you.
I'm trying my best. I'm just setting the things, not intentionally.
I'm just gonna, okay.
Is it right now?
Sorry, yes, it's okay now, please.
Thank you.
Let's abide and respect the speakers on this platform. It's very important. Thank you. You are the next one on the line, so please just get ready when you are ready. We are
Thank you,
very
Ma.
sorry.
Thank you, Ma.
All right.
Thank you, Ma.
Dr. Evergreen, we are very sorry for the interruption. Please continue.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much. So we can say in every communication process, there's something we're looking for. We're looking for a desired response, a desired feedback. When messages are encoded or information is encoded, we expect decoding of the information accurately, because what we call response is what drives communication, or what you call feedback. Where there is no feedback, where there is no expected feedback, let me use that word, you find out that the relationship, the communication process will have an issue. So what do I want to say quickly? In every relationship, in every communication, there's something we are expecting. We are expecting accuracy in sending of our message or information, conveying our messages or information in a way that the decoder or the receiver will understand and decode and interpret and send back desired response. Because every communication initiator have what we call expectation, have what we call intentions. If this intention is not met, that communication process would have been in vain. So we talk about sending, we talk about receiving. Receiving here is not just about receiving, probably you receive call or you receive a letter or you receive an information. We're talking about the ability to interpret the information you have received, to understand it. Okay? Because if you understand the information you have received, you'll be able to decode and you'll be able to respond to the original sender or initiator of that communication. And you see relationship flowing very smoothly. We also look at receiving. Receiving has to do with interpretation and understanding. Yes, we have talked about that. And then we talk about this understanding. When we talk about understanding in relationship, in communication, it's not just about saying, I understand. It's about you being able to share common experience. Let me use that word, common experience, or come on the same page with the original sender. The only way we can say in communication parlance that communication has taken place is when it is accurately sent, it is accurately received, and there is understanding. Both the communicator, initiator, and the decoder, they are both on the same page. And then you find out with this, our vision, our friendship, and whatever we want to achieve in that process of communication will flow. Now, I want us to look at this analysis. Imagine a situation whereby you are the captain of a ship that's in a treacherous water. And you have this crew that are waiting for you, that are expecting to get accurate information from you in order to make what we call in communication, what we call informed decision. And unfortunately, you can't communicate efficiently, effectively. And you can imagine what will happen to that crew and even the captain. Everything will be a collapsed system. There's going to be a disaster. This is where effective communication comes in. What is effective communication? When we talk about effective communication, there are about three things we look out for. Number one is active, what we call clear expression, clarity in expression. Clarity in expression involves your ability to communicate precisely, not ambiguous, in a way that your target audience, let me use that word, your target audience will be able to understand you clearly, get your intention, and be able to flow according to your expectation. Because like I said before, every communicator have some expectations. That is it, clarity. And then we also have what we call active listening. What's going on? Active listening. Active listening has to do with, sorry, I'm having some distractions. Yeah, it's okay now. Active listening has to do with your ability to listen attentively. You know, most times you see people sit with you, talking with you. You think they are hearing what you're saying, but because they are not listening actively, their mind is not engaged. They won't be able to, get the details of what you're saying. And most times when you ask, what did I say last? You find out that some persons are lost. So what am I saying? Active listening is a major part of effective communication. We also have what we call mutual understanding. To what extent have I been able to understand the intended encoded message? Because if we don't understand it, we're gonna have the system put in trouble, whether it's in a family relationship, whether it's organizational relationship, whether it's marriage, whatever kind of relationship. So we need to have what we call a mutual understanding as an integral makeup for effective relationship. I want to read what Bello said. Bello is one of the communication experts that I respect so much. There's something he said about effective communication, and I want you to just take it. He said, effective communication is the backbone of successful leadership. It's the key to unlocking the potential of your team. And it's essential for navigating the complexities of modern organization. We also have because of our time, you see, in every organization, in every relationship, there is something we call complexities. Even the human system is made up of complexities. Okay, so we need effective communication to create clearance, less ambiguity, and to make sure that the people listening to you, the people that are expecting to get some information to make informed decision that will booster the relationship, that will help the relationship to fly on the wings of success, are in touch with what you are saying. Okay. we're going to look at this point, let's look at effective communication a little bit further. In effective communication, there are things we want to achieve, and there are things we must consider to achieve that. Yes, we want to achieve successful relationship, but there are things we must consider to have a flow. Number one, we need to look at our channels of communication, very, very important. You look at your channels of communication to be able to know which of the channels suits this scenario of communication best. But first of all, let's look at let me just mention them because of our time. You have the verbal, talk about face-to-face, phone calls, video, and all that. You have the non-verbal, talk about body language, talk about gestures, talk about facial expressions. You have a written channels, talk about email, letters, and all that. You have visual communications, communication channels. You have images, you have infographics, you have graphics, you have digital channel. Just like what we're doing today, you have the social media, you have the Twitter, you have the Facebook, and all that. You see, these channels of communication must be considered because not all of them are suiting, not in every communication platform. Okay, so your ability to choose your channel, having considered the nature of your communication environment, having considered who your target audience are, will help you to be successful in your communication, which leads to your success in relationship. Now, I want to talk about our target audience. Most of the times, why we have lapses in communication effectiveness and in relationship is because most of the times people do not consider who they are talking with. Who is this person? What is his personality? What is his level of knowledge rather? What is his exposure? Where is this coming from? What is the best way to reach out to this man, to this woman, to this organization? Okay, so if I'm able to understand who my target audience is, it will help me to reach out to them suddenly, looking at the best way to talk to them, to communicate with them, and then they will understand me, understand the vision. In every relationship, there should be a vision. There should be a vision. There should be a vision. Every relationship must be going somewhere. There must be an intention that the leader, yes, the people in charge that they want to achieve. And if you are not able to take time to study your what I call a target audience, communication environment, and all that, we might be missing it. Most times you think they know what you're saying, but then very far from it. Okay, so let's look at what I call the rule of communication in relationship. The rule of communication in relationship. Communication, especially, remember, don't forget that we are looking at the effectiveness of communication. So now, when we talk about the role of communication in relationship, we are looking at how does effective communication service our relationship? How does it help it? What does it do? I want to read something that another scholar that I respect so much said about the role of communication in leadership. He's hazy, and he worked with.
You are moving away from the
yes.
camera.
Okay, okay, sorry. Okay. So he said something about communication. I just want to read it. He said, communication plays a vital role in leadership, affecting leadership outcomes such as employees, engagement, team performance, and organizational success. Leaders must develop, according to him, he said, leaders must develop strategies to motivate others, to move forward passionately. To achieve this, leaders must possess, he said, leaders must possess excellent communication skills, including verbal, nonverbal communication, active listening, and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Okay. I would want to look at a few things here. I want to look at okay, I've talked about verbal, I talked about non-verbal. Let me not waste our time.
Moving away from the camera. You are moving away from the camera, please.
Is it okay now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to talk a bit about, I've mentioned the verbal, I've mentioned non-verbal. I want to talk about active listening a little bit. When we talk about active listening, this involves the ability to maintain good eye contact. Asking clarifying questions and paraphrasing to ensure understanding. When you talk about active listening, just like I did say, most of the times we think somebody is hearing us, but they ain't hearing us. They're hearing, but they're not understanding. Okay, so if you must succeed in your relationship, in leadership, you got to engage in what we call active listening. As a leader, learn how to listen to your subjects. Okay, it doesn't matter what you think about the person's background or who do you think there must be something coming out from such a person that could help build your system. In marriage, in friendship, let us learn how to listen actively, eye contact, and that helps us to study. Now, there's something we call clarity and conciseness. As a matter of fact, when you look at your environment, including the people or your target audience and then your communication environment, you should be able to know the choice of language to use and the way you fix your phrase to make sure that there is no ambiguity, because where there is ambiguity, you get to be sending people in dictionary in between the time of communication. There's no point doing that. As much as possible, look at your environment. Who are the people I'm talking to? Like today, by the grace of God, these are global leaders. And we are sure that most of the things we're saying here, everyone is in touch. And that's why we can use English language. Most of the time, it's even better depending on where, like I said, communication environment, depending on where you are speaking and who you are speaking to. Sometimes it's best to flow in people's local language, depending on where you are. Because there's this idea, I remember there was a time I was teaching a class in communication. And you see, you wouldn't believe that a lot of people think that when you talk about communication, they're talking about English language. And I had to let them know that as long as it has to do with exchange of information, is communication. It could be in any language. It doesn't have to be English. It doesn't have to be Yoruba. It doesn't have to be Igbo. As long as you know that this person, this is what I understand most, use that language. So leaders should, like I said, leaders should avoid what we call ambiguity. They should be clear and concise in communication. Clarity and conciseness in communication is a great virtue because it puts everyone involved on the same page. Okay, without wasting, without taking much of our time, I would like to be rounding off. I'd like to round off by just talking about barriers, communication barriers in leadership and all that. Communication barriers like language, just like I was talking about language and cultural barrier. We should be able to know who we are, where we're coming from, like who are the people I'm talking to. And if you don't know, for instance, culture have a lot. It's a very important element in communication process. You see, if you don't take time to understand, for instance, for those of us who involve in missions, you go to a new environment for a mission, and then you neglect the fact that the culture that you have come to embrace is quite different from where you're coming from. So what do we do quickly? We try to take time. Even before we go there, we have started studying the culture of these people. Because if you don't understand their culture, you will not be able to relate with them, no matter what you come with, no matter your goal. You must know their culture and find a way of respecting their culture without offending what you came for. There should be a meeting point. There should be a safe landing place. And so you take time, you don't just go there, you're going for a mission, you just go to London, you just go to Cambodia, you just go to China, you just go to, you study them, study their culture. And then when you get there, it becomes easy for you because people respect their culture no matter what you think about. People have great respect for their culture. And you don't go there thinking that because you're coming from wherever, that they will sweep things about their culture under the carpet. No. Like I said, you must know how to operate, okay? Yet, you won't offend what you came for, what you came with. Okay, that is about culture and language. I think they go together. Leaders must be sensitive to the diverse linguistic and cultural background of their team. You don't come to a team, a team of, you have Yoruba, you have Igbo, you have China, just like we have today, and you start saying some funny things about cultures. You make some people's spirit cold. Like I said, there must always be a meeting point. There will always be a point of celebrating every culture on earth, every culture. You will always find it, except you didn't take time to study. So that when you now communicate and relate with them, you see everybody's spirit lifted, and the vision that you're communicating to your team, the vision you're communicating to your wife or to your husband, the vision you're communicating to the young minds will be accepted, because you are not there to kill them. Let me use that word. You are there to build them. You're there to make them up. You're there to help them. And then you see the friendship flowing. Okay, we have what we call technology barrier. Leaders should adapt to new communication technologies, ensuring they remain accessible and effective. That's CARS 2013. He said this. From time to time, we need to be updating ourselves technology-wise. Otherwise, the world leaves you behind. Because if you look at what is going on today, it's a technology world. And if you're going to be an efficient leader, you must make sure you don't be too proud to ask questions. If you ask the people that know me, I can ask question from anybody I know that will give me answer. I am telling you, that's the way I operate. I can ask question and I make sure that I'm updated in that area of need, and it has been helping me. Leaders, let us learn how to ask questions, how to go back to school. Going back to school, it mustn't be formal school. Your child can teach you something that will help you. That your house help can teach you something that will help you. Don't be shy. Don't shy out to ask questions, and then you see yourself stepping up, getting trending positively, and then you are selling. You are flying. Your vision is moving, and things are moving. And relationship is being built, relationship is being serviced, relationship is being maintained, and everybody is happy, and we are achieving our vision. Okay, finally, for now, I will conclude this way. Effective communication is essential for successful leadership. Let's take that. Very, very essential. By developing key communication strategies, overcoming communication barriers, and fostering a positive work environment, leaders can inspire and motivate their team to achieve exceptional results. Exceptional. Every leader should have this thing we call spirit of motivation, should be a motivator, should be an inspirer. Most times you find out that it's like things are not working out the way you want it to work, but you must have this belief in you that it's going to work out. It's going to come to what I've intended, which is not selfish, which is going to benefit everybody. And so you find a way of carrying everybody along to achieve that goal in that relationship, in that business, and everybody's happy. Okay, as leaders continue to navigate the complexities of modern organization, the importance of effective communication will only continue to grow if we do this. Thank you very much, our dear mom. Thank you very much. Wonderful leaders. I'm very, very grateful. God bless you, man.
Thank you so much, Dr. Favored Evergreen from USA. We really appreciate the topic that you've dealt with. I was looking at the book and I was thinking, is she adding this to our our book, or is another topic unto some? And let me say that you will be happy to know that I'm adding it to the book because it's very, very
Okay,
powerful.
thank you very much.
So you have 2 chapters on the book. So thank you so
Yes, ma'am.
much for
Thank you
sharing
very
with us, because we need to keep learning on communication. And we are glad to have you around from USA, waking up or couldn't sleep because of this program. And we hope that you'll be able to join us, because I think you're speaking this evening. Let me check. I'm going to check that quickly. And we appreciate you dearly. Thank you so much. About communication, if you have any questions to ask Dr. Evergreen, please quickly ask now. Any questions from Ambassador Lucas, Dr. Hanchu? Wow, you are with us today, ma'am. Ambassador Bassi and Ambassador Rachel, Dr. Akmel, and Chaplain Isaac. Do you have any question? Please do ask now. Oh, yes, I just confirmed that you are one of our speakers this evening. So we want to say thank you so much, Dr. Favour Evergreen, and we're looking forward to your in-depth teaching again this evening on our WhatsApp. So yes, Dr. Ahmed said it was just a mind-blowing, great presentation. Oh yes. Thank you so much, sir, for your comment. We really appreciate you. Okay, so we're going to move on.